Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is finally going to be another journal video. It's been a hot minute since I've actually journaled in general. I've just been very busy with life and I just haven't had the time to basically journal. So I'm going to be journaling today, and this is actually my planner for 2020, but I wanted to make a 6-ring binder insert. I don't actually have a journal that is in the form of a 6-ring binder because the shops online that do sell 6-ring binders, the ones that I am interested in, they do not sell to Australia right now because of all the quarantine stuff, and it's just very complicated. So I haven't been able to purchase my own binder that is simply just for journaling. So I'm just going to be using this planner to insert my journal spreads. So originally I was going to use some of the inserts that already come with the planner that I have. So in the back you'll actually see some inserts that are decorated in terms of the style. Like, they're not just regular gridded paper, or it's not, you know, plain. They already come with this, but I didn't like any of these styles for the pictures that I am going to use today, so I made my own inserts. This is an example of a journal spread insert that I made before. I have a video on this, and yeah. So I made my own inserts using letter paper. So this is what I'm using today. I just punched some holes into the piece of paper and I'm just gonna insert it into my journal like this. I just feel like experimenting, so I decided to do it this way, and these are the pictures that I'm going to use today. As you can see, it doesn't, I guess it kind of matches, but I'm not really feeling it, so I feel like I have a lot more room to play around with stuff with these letter sheets. This is actually from Daiso. I'm not sure if I got it from Australia or Japan, but yeah, this is from Daiso, and this is from a rilakkuma store in the Philippines. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but it's in Robinson Mall, Manila. So yeah, these are the inserts I'm going to be decorating today, and this is gonna be a chit chat journal with me. So I'm gonna be talking for the first part of the video, and then eventually when I've said whatever I needed to say, I'm just gonna speed it up in the end. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do today, and without further ado, let's just get started. So I'm planning to actually decorate this or stick this together as if it was like a Polaroid, because that's a trend these days, and we'll see how that goes. And then I'll stick this picture in this spread. But yeah, today I'm going to be talking about a bunch of things. I asked you guys on Instagram last night to send me some topics to talk about for this video, and I basically just generalized some of the main things that people asked me to talk about. So a lot of you guys are asking me to talk about some struggles that, you know, people go through in their lives. So some people mentioned like mental health, peer pressure, not fitting in, staying motivated, and just being yourself. So I will just say what I have to say in terms of those particular topics. So yeah, let's get started with journaling, and then I'll just start talking. So the first thing that I wrote down on my notes is to talk about mental health, and mental health seems like a topic that's becoming more prevalent. Like, people are being more open to talking about it, which is good, because I guess like years back it used to be very taboo to talk about mental health and people would usually disregard it. But I feel like the time we live in now, it's much more like acceptable and definitely encouraged to be open about your mental health, what you're going through internally. I will talk about this with some of my experiences in mind. So I have personally gone through mental health issues, and like, I don't want to go too deep into it because then it's a bit personal, but I will say that I do have like some experience. Not like I chose to have it, but I've gone through some stuff that has caused me to feel a little like down, and just it has affected how I am as a person, how I handle situations. And all in all, I think whoever has to deal with mental health, like, people shouldn't bring them down because they do go through it, because it's such a hard thing to go through. People handle it in so many different ways, and different things work for different people. I know for me personally, it helps a lot when I talk to someone about it, like reaching out to someone. I've been to a therapist and I've opened up about my feelings to my friends, family, and personally it has helped a lot. I also take the time to reflect and just remind myself that whatever I'm thinking or whatever I'm feeling is valid, and that I'm not stupid for feeling that way. Sometimes I even have to go out of my way to actually like say it out loud if I'm, talking down on myself or feeling negatively about myself. I will physically say like, you're worthy, or you're talented, you're amazing just the way you are. Like, sometimes you just need to hype yourself up like that to feel a certain way. For me personally, it's such a hard thing to say to someone, because you can't just say, oh, do this and then it'll be fixed, because you don't know, and no one really knows how to fix it. It's never gonna be gone, you're never gonna get rid of it, but just handling it is very helpful, just knowing how to handle it. I'll just say that whoever is going through mental health issues, just keep reminding yourself that it doesn't define you. It is valid to feel that way, and you shouldn't feel like nothing is going to get better, because it does get better. It'll take time. It doesn't get better overnight. It's gonna take a long time for it to get better. But as long as you try your best and you do the things that you want to do and just find out what works for you, then I feel like you'll eventually get to that point where you can handle it well. I'm losing track of my thoughts right now, but all in all, I feel like just stay strong and don't give up, because you got this. Even when things get really hard, just try to reach out to people if you can, and those who will help or are willing to help will be better for you in the long run. Mental health sucks, but you know what? We're not going to stand down against mental health issues. We are going to fight through it, and you gotta make it your bitch. Like, you gotta just tell your mental health issues, like, no, I'm not going to like lose against you. I'm so much better than this. Like, who are you to tell me how I should feel and that I'm feeling negatively? Like, no, fight against it, because you're worth so much more than your mental health issues. We're all in this together, okay? Okay, moving on. So I will be talking about peer pressure. So peer pressure is something that, I guess, depending on who we surround ourselves with, people will go through this, and it's all about how we choose to handle these situations. If someone is peer pressuring you to do something that is way out of your comfort zone and something you're not very comfortable with, there's nothing wrong with saying no to it and not submitting to that peer pressure. I don't know, I'm thinking of this as like in a negative sense, where people peer pressure others to do certain things that they're not comfortable with, so maybe something that's not safe. When I think of peer pressure, I think of something that's like really bad. But even if people try to peer pressure you and they make you feel guilty for not following them or doing whatever they want to do, it just goes to show that they don't really care about what you feel and all of that. If they were your real friends or they were like family or whatever, they wouldn't force you to do anything you're not comfortable with. That's just my take on it. If they force you, I feel like they're not really your friends. But all in all, they can't do anything about it. If you just stand up against them, then that's good. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm sorry if the lighting's changing as well. The sun is going through it. But yeah, it's your life and you should have control on what you want to do. Even if they're not forcefully pushing you to do it, but you kind of feel this peer pressure to, I don't know, maybe fit in or maybe adhere to the standards or the beliefs or, I don't know, ways of society. It's all about whether you want to do it yourself and if you're comfortable with it. Never do anything you're not comfortable with. Don't put yourself in that position. If people are gonna judge you, let them judge you. It just shows more about who they are as a person than who you are. Just, be yourself. And this can also go into the topic of not fitting in. So I can kind of relate to this, I guess. Although I am like much older than some of my viewers. Like, I'm turning 21 soon and I can't take the sticker off. yeah, I'm turning 21 in a few months in August, and I still struggle with like fitting in, knowing what type of group I belong in. One of my biggest issues that I go through is not knowing or not being able to have a group that I feel accepted in. So yeah, not fitting in, something I relate to or understand the feeling of very clearly. But for me, I feel like it stems from like I feel pressured that I need to fit in, when in reality I don't really need to fit in with everyone. I don't need to be friends with everyone. I don't need to feel the need to, you know, adhere to the standards of society, or like adhere to, you know, what other people like, because eventually you'll find people like naturally who are similar to you and have the same interests and hobbies. But yeah, not fitting in is very hard because you do feel very lonely and you just feel different, and no one really understands or is in the same page as you are. Like, as someone who is going through this, I don't really know what to say or like what advice to give, because, you know, I'm still struggling to like figure out where I fit in. But I feel like it helps to think about whether or not you want to fit in these groups in the first place. Like, what if you're not really into, or you don't really like the type of people that are in these like groups that you want to fit in to? The best friends that you'll ever get in life are the ones that you get randomly and you just click out of nowhere. You guys could have differences, but for some reason you just click, and that's something that just comes over time. You can't really force that. I guess you can try, but forcing it would probably result in like that not working out in the long run. So when it comes to friendships, I'd say put yourself out there at the same time, but don't pressure yourself to have to be a certain way or to fit in to a certain group, because eventually you're just not gonna enjoy being in that group because you're forcing yourself to be someone who you're not. So you just do you at the end. Be nice to everyone. Feel free to comment or follow, DM someone you're interested in being friends with. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. Just move along and find someone else who you can like be friends with. Eventually you'll find someone who you can be close with, and you won't have to worry about fitting in anywhere because you have your own group of friends who you enjoy being with. Okay, this doesn't match any of the Polaroids that other people have made in like Instagram or YouTube, but I don't have the type of stickers that they have, because those are the types of stickers that you can either get in certain stationery stores and also in stores online, like Korean stationery stores. But yeah, I tried my best and I just decorated it with some cute stickers that I have. And now I'm just gonna put it here. Another topic, the second last topic that I wrote down that I'm going to talk about, is staying motivated. It's different for everyone, I think, depending on like how you work and what you like doing best. But for me personally, I'd say in order to stay motivated, try to make a goal for yourself. Like, if I finish this assignment or this question for my homework, I'll reward myself by, I don't know, eating a certain thing or playing like a few minutes or an hour of Animal Crossing. I feel like rewarding yourself is very helpful, and it'll just be more enjoyable for you to continue working on whatever you're working on. So yeah, I'd say 1, make a goal for yourself, a realistic goal, by the way, so you actually get to where you want to go. And also, maybe, I don't know, this sounds like a bad tip, I guess. Maybe also make a punishment for yourself. Nothing too serious or anything, but I know using the Forest app. If you haven't heard of the Forest app is basically a study or productivity app that acts as a timer. So you set a timer for yourself, and while the timer is going on, it plants a tree for you. And yeah, if you exit that app on your phone, like for example, you have that app on while you're studying, and then you exit the app while you're studying, and you go on other apps like social media, it will kill the tree that it's planting. And that's kind of like a punishment, because you're like, oh no, I killed a tree, I shouldn't have done that. So you'll try your best not to touch your phone while you're, studying. I don't know, for me, I feel like that helps me stay motivated to finish whatever I'm doing. Another thing is to probably just make it enjoyable for yourself, whatever activity you're doing. So for me, in order to stay motivated when doing my assignments, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I have the freedom to make my assignment kind of relate to what I'm interested in. Like, for example, recently I had an assignment and I had to write about an advertisement, and I ended up writing about an Animal Crossing advertisement because I'm interested in Animal Crossing, and it really made me motivated to finish it because I was interested in what I was talking about or writing about. And yeah, if you have the freedom to do so, I feel like that's a good way to stay motivated for your subjects. It all comes down to what you're used to and like what works for you. Different things work for different people, so I can't say that this will work for you, but I guess you can give it a try. And the last thing I wanted to briefly talk about is being yourself. So I kind of mentioned or said something about this earlier, but I'd say just in terms of anything, just do whatever you want to do because it is your life and no one else can control that. Live the way you want to live. Be yourself because there's only one you in this world. I mean, I think there was like a rumor that NASA found like a parallel universe, so maybe there's another version of ourselves, but we don't really know that. So try to be the best version of yourself and just be you because no one else is like you. We may have similar interests, but at the end of the day, you have your own personality and thoughts and opinions and just ways of thinking and living, and it would just be a waste if you were to try to be like someone else. I gotta admit, like I struggle with this as well. Like the amount of times I've had dilemmas on what type of person I should be, on like how I should act, how I should dress, how I should talk, what type of people I should hang out with. Like I've had my fair share of like identity crises, but it's a form of self-love to acknowledge that there's only one you in this world and you're unique in your own way and you should embrace that. It is hard because you'd want to follow your inspirations, whoever you look up to, like maybe on TikTok or Instagram. You can take whatever you like from them and then kind of switch it around or change it to fit you as a person. Don't go ahead and change your whole identity because that's not good. Like, embrace who you are. Maybe you can take someone else's fashion sense or fashion style and then take another one and then mold it so it fits to your liking. And that's what's gonna make you stand out as a person. If everyone was the same, then damn, the world would be such a boring place, not gonna lie. So just make the world interesting and just be yourself. You do you. Okay, I think I have talked enough for this video, but I hope the chit chat part was interesting to you guys. I will just go ahead and just finish this spread. I know I didn't do much, but you guys can just watch me finish off this spread with some music in the background. So yeah, I'll just talk to you guys in the end once I'm done. And I just hope you guys enjoyed what I was talking about and just enjoyed watching me journal. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of this video and I'll talk to you in a bit.
See her walking down the boulevard. She got the posture of a superstar. She looks so fly in those Gucci slides. Yeah, yeah, I wonder what she hides under her disguise. Yeah, 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 yeah. And all the girls around the world, they wanna be it. And all they dudes are trying to score like it's fever. She lives a double life, puts on a show. What's under the subtle smile, we'll never know. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her.
Let me paint a picture. I see they don't understand. Feeling like Picasso. She brushing against my hands. Seen you from around the way. You didn't give me the time of day. You be making moves that yeah, who really care what Simon say? All the bad things, girl, I had to look past that. Call yourself a dime, I'm just trying to get my cash back. You be looking fine, so no wonder they can't match that. Louis V scarf, or I'm chilling with a dad hat. Whoa, slow it down like that. Just hold me down like that. Yeah.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. She's a Mona Lisa.
Never ever meant to be so sour, baby. Running out of steam every day, be the same. Living like this, testing all my patience. Need a bit of you every time I drink. Like a love, like a love. They all want something now. I don't got the time to go and fuck around. See my eyes got money bags, I don't rest. I might be a Nike fiend, I need my checks. Headed for the limelight, ain't just hype, this not overnight. I take my advice, I'm gonna do this right. Feeling nice, what's the price? Yeah. Do not live in twice, yeah. My fam on my spine, yeah. Green be getting sliced like a lime. Never ever meant to be so sour, baby. Running out of steam every day, be the same. Living like this, testing all my patience. Need a bit of you every time I drink. Like a love, like a love.
I depend on the way you send chills down my spine. Wanna give you all my time. Give you all my time.
So this is the journal spread that I managed to make with these inserts, and I'm really happy with the way they turned out. There is a lot of writing though, but then again it had a lot of space and I just needed to fill it up with writing. I talked about mostly what I've been up to in the month of May and just like a reflection of what I've been doing, how I am, and also what I'm looking forward to when quarantine is over and done with. So yeah, that is what I managed to make. I know I always kind of do this color scheme these days where it's a pink or blue color scheme, but these are just the color schemes that fit the pictures that I have, so I'm just adjusting to that. But yeah, anyway, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me journal and also enjoyed listening to whatever I talked about earlier. And overall, I hope I can do this again someday soon. Hopefully I can make more journal videos once my assignments are over and done with and I'm on my break. I'll just let you guys know when I'm doing another journal with me. And yeah, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, please take care of yourselves. I hope you have a good day, and I'll just see you in my next one. Bye bye.
What's on the show? What's under the subtle smile? We'll never know. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet